So, now it's my turn. I get to be holier than thou and tell you all about some great lesson or thing I achieved, and I get to wrap it up with me being the good guy. But the reality is, I'm just the same kid I was in middle school, just a little bit taller and with just enough life experience to somewhat sound like I know what's going on. You know, it's funny how our insecurities change as we get older. It went from a swipe up for a TBH rate on Snapchat to posting on Instagram so your girlfriends could be like, slay queen, or your guy friends could be like, yo, this is hard gang, which I'm guilty of. But this all stems from the desire for approval. And through my younger years, really up until quarantine, I valued my self-worth based on my social situation. I would get FOMO from events I didn't attend, I would make friends delete unflattering photos of me, and I wouldn't take as many risks because I just wanted to fit in and be liked. And I was liked and I was friends with everyone back then. But the true blessing in disguise came during quarantine. I really shed a lot of friendships other than just a close few friends, which of course I was still grateful for, but my ego at the time couldn't accept the fact that I was no longer the guy that was cool with everyone. Coming into my junior year was completely different. I was no longer the freshman who was friends with all the senior varsity players. Now in my head I was like, bro, you barely got anyone from school and you might be the sixth man on the basketball team just as you were your freshman year. The ego hit was humbling and needed because I couldn't rely on any external factors for my confidence anymore. And I had to find it quickly my junior year because I hated being at school. I dreaded classes, I dreaded basketball practices, and the things I used to look forward to, like lunches and parties, I didn't even like anymore. My grades slipped, my mental slipped, boohoo, poor me. But the real question was, what was I gonna do about this? I couldn't just stare at my room anymore listening to Frank Ocean at 3 a.m. I needed a solution. And it was only once I realized that no one was gonna save me, not a coach, not a girl, not any medication. It was gonna be me who got myself out of this situation. And you know, facing myself was truly hard, but it was also liberating. It started out with trying to find the confidence within, and realizing I didn't need X, Y, Z to be the man, and just knowing I'm him, I'm that guy, with or without any external factors. In terms of basketball, it went from being embarrassed coming off the bench to I don't care anymore. When I get in, I'm gonna just shoot the piss out of this ball, you know? Which led to me starting in some really big playoff games and balling out, whereas before I was questioning my love for the game. My confidence has started to grow, and nothing had changed externally, but the shifts internally were enough to make me confident. Enough for me to see the good in my life instead of the things that I used to consider down bad. I looked in the mirror and I was just cool with myself. No longer in search for that D1 offer to validate me, or any amount of friends, girls, clout, I don't know, V-Bucks, you know. I was just good with me and content. No performance or anything outside of me determines my self-worth. And don't get me wrong, I still have these battles in my head. I still listen to Frank Ocean at 3 a.m. still, especially when I mess up the Scantron on my SAT. And sometimes I still wish I was this 6'7", best Asian hooper in the country, committed to UCLA or USC, but you know, I'm cool with me now. I'm content. All I need is me. So don't take this as a preacher preaching or anything, but at the end of the day, could you have everything or nothing in this life and look in the mirror and still love yourself unconditionally? This I believe in.